Good happy Sunday morning, February 17, 2019. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, juvenile charged with second-degree murder in death of Madison woman. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
If you're seeing this ad, that means you can get home heating oil for the lowest price available in your area. From Rhymes Propane and Oil. Reliable service and the lowest oil prices guaranteed. Rhymes, serving your energy needs for over 40 years. Learn more at rhymes.com.
Investigators continue to process the crime scene on Bergdorf Drive in Madison after 42-year-old Melissa Hatch was found dead Friday evening.
There is one juvenile individual who is currently under arrest and charged with second-degree murder for causing Ms. Hatch's death.
Police responded to a 911 call just after 6:30. Right now, they can't say who made that call.
Not at this point. We're very restricted with regards to juvenile matter. I can tell you that the investigation has been going for quite some time throughout the night.
It's a quiet road with a few other houses nearby. Police have spoken to neighbors.
That's pretty standard with any investigation, to kind of do a neighborhood canvass and find out who heard what. Also with individuals who have traveled down through that area.
Neighbors are grief-stricken and did not want to speak to us on camera. One tells us she just simply cannot wrap her head around this. She says Hatch was a good friend and a loving mother. With one person in custody, the AG's office says the public is not in any danger, but they are looking to hear from anyone who may have been in that neighborhood on Friday.
Really between the hours of 5 p.m. up and through 7 p.m. If they saw anything that was out of place or anything that just caught their attention, please call in to the state police.
An autopsy is scheduled for Sunday to determine cause and manner of death. In Madison, Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Democrats Buttigieg, Gillibrand hit the trail in the Granite State. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Mike Cronin.
If you're seeing this ad, that means you can get home heating oil for the lowest price available in your area. From Rhymes Propane and Oil. Reliable service and the lowest oil prices guaranteed. Rhymes, serving your energy needs for over 40 years. Learn more at rhymes.com. Mayor Pete Buttigieg is introducing himself to Granite Staters.
It's not just about one office, it's about what kind of country we want to be for the future.
In his first trip to New Hampshire since announcing a presidential exploratory committee, he drew a standing room only crowd at Tucker Lodge in Raymond.
You can also tell just from this room that voters who are most dialed in the process, they're going to really learn about their options, all their options. And as part of that conversation, I do think we'll get a fair shake.
Buttigieg appreciates being the newcomer and the underdog. The mayor of South Bend, Indiana, is 37 years old. He would be the first openly gay presidential nominee of a major political party. Buttigieg is a veteran. He's Harvard educated and a Rhodes Scholar.
Why should voters consider a 37-year-old mayor from the Midwest? Well, because I think I have experience that is relevant as a government executive. Matter of fact, I got more years of government experience than the president.
Oh, it is a cat. Henry, you're right. It's a cat.
New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is getting help on the campaign trail from her son.
It's super fun. And we'll see how Henry does. So far, he likes it. He likes people.
She continued her weekend visit in downtown Exeter on Saturday, stopping by a bookstore, toy shop, and a cafe.
I find New Hampshire voters to be sincere, to be honest, to be direct. They want to know what solutions you are going to offer.
In a crowded field, Gillibrand says she knows how to unite people.
We have 10 candidates coming through New Hampshire in less than a 2-week span. Why should voters give you and your campaign a good look?
Well, I'm here because I want to serve the people. I want to actually help people.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Dozen displaced after fire at Plymouth apartment building. Dozens of residents of a Plymouth apartment building were displaced after a fire Saturday morning. The fire started in a kitchen on the third floor of Plymouth Terrace Apartments at 30-unit building at 36 Adrian's Way, the Plymouth Fire Department said in a press release. An automatic sprinkler system knocked down most of the blaze, and the fire damage was contained to the unit. But water from the sprinkler system caused some problems elsewhere. The building was determined uninhabitable for the time being. The Red Cross and the town have set up shelter at the Plymouth Town Hall to help those displaced. Democrats presidential candidates visiting New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Tim Callery.
If you're seeing this ad, that means you can get home heating oil for the lowest price available in your area. From Rhymes Propane and Oil. Reliable service and the lowest oil prices guaranteed. Rhymes, serving your energy needs for over 40 years. Learn more at rhymes.com.
In Portsmouth, Senator Cory Booker touched on criminal justice reform, immigration rights, and bringing power back to the people.
Americans are starting to feel left behind or left out. Americans feel like they're working harder and harder than their parents did, but getting further and further behind.
Booker also discussed using his campaign to bridge what he described as the division of politics in this country.
Reviving ideals of civic grace, reviving ideals of that beloved community, reviving ideals of a more courageous empathy, that is the ingredients that makes our nation great.
That same sense of unity was also felt in Concord at a rally for Hawaii Representative Tulsi Gabbard.
The founders of this country very intentionally created a system of governance that is of the people, by the people, and for the people.
The Iraq War veteran says, as president, she would bring a soldier's values of service before self to the White House.
And as commander-in-chief, ending regime change wars, working to end this new Cold War and walk us back from the brink of nuclear catastrophe so we can address the very real needs that we have right here at home.
Gabbard's campaign was hit with criticism early on for her prior anti-gay activism, something she discussed, saying that was the result of growing up in a socially conservative family, and she no longer holds those views.
My commitment to fight for LGBTQ Americans has shown through, and my heart has been reflected through my record in Congress for over the last 6 years in fighting for marriage equality.
And Gabbard and Booker both have more events scheduled in New Hampshire for tomorrow. Reporting live in Concord, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Inmate help rescue baby from locked car. For once, police were thankful a group of criminals broke into a car. A group of inmates on work duty in Newport Richey, Florida, came to the rescue of a grateful father who accidentally locked his keys and, more importantly, his 1-year-old baby in his truck earlier this week. 5 prisoners, along with deputies from the Pasco County Sheriff's Office, were working to repair medians outside the West Pasco Traditional Center on Thursday when they saw the father begin to panic and a crowd gathered around the locked car. onlookers provided the inmates with a wire hanger, and they went to work. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.